starting this vlog off today talking about my MEPS experience and my processing my process to join the military. That's what MEPS is. If you guys didn't know, it's basically the medical process of joining the military so they can make sure you are your body's in good enough shape to join the military, as in bone structure, make sure you don't have scoliosis and everything like that. And I'm just going to be talking about that today. So starting off at MEPS, I went there the day before because you wake up early in the morning and go to MEPS. So we got to MEPS and I still had to take my ASVAB. So I took my ASVAB, and you take two other tests. It's like you take a personality test, and then you take some other test. I can't really remember. I did this back in July. But after that, then you go to the hotel and stay. And my hotel room was pretty nice. Probably one of the nicest hotel rooms I've actually ever stayed in. I stayed with a friend of mine or I guess he wasn't really my friend then, but I stayed with him in a hotel room. It was pretty nice. It was like 2 rooms connected, so that was pretty cool. And then in the hotel room, I know at the one in Columbus, Ohio, there's a room dedicated to the people that are swearing in and going to MEPS the next morning or whatever. There's a room that has it had an Xbox, it had a PS4, and they had cards and board games and stuff, and you basically just get to hang out with people that are swearing in the next day with you and just talk. And I played some Call of Duty with some friends, and I don't know, overall it was a good time. And then after that I was in that room for a little bit, and then we went to dinner. The dinner was pretty good. I had a hamburger with some fries and normal stuff that you would get at Burger King or something, but it's better than Burger King or McDonald's or whatever. So went back to the hotel room, went to sleep. Next morning, you wake up about 4. I took a shower. It's not like you have to take a shower, but I'd recommend it because later on at MEPS. But you take a shower, go to the MEPS. You get there around 5. Well, you get ready, go get breakfast, then go to MEPS around 5. You go through security, and then you put your bags back in a secure area. They have to unlock the door every time you want to go in and out of it. And after that, after you put your stuff up, you walk out into this room, and they basically explain everything to you. They hand you this packet with your social security and everything, and your questions that you were asked before you went to MEPS, and the question just the big old packets you filled out. You go to this building, or you go into this room, you walk down this hallway, you go into this room, and first thing you do, everybody does it, the first thing is get your blood pressure taken. Now after you get your blood pressure taken, it's pretty much, it's up to you. You get your eyesight, your hearing checked, and blood drawn, drug test, just to make sure you're in good health. I think one things that wasn't that great about MEPS, and the only thing that wasn't great about MEPS was the waiting time. So when I was the second person in line to go to get my blood pressure taken, and after that, like I said, it's all up to you on getting all your stuff done, but you have to wait because it's not like everybody can get their blood drawn at once or their eyes checked at once or whatever. So I was in line to get my eyes checked 4 times because I'd sit down and then someone would be like, hey, people can come over here to get their ears checked. That was the first thing that got me up out of line, and there was just everything else. And then after that, I ended up having to get my blood drawn and everything, and that wasn't too bad. And then after that, I ended up doing the underwear Olympics. Now, I don't know what the other name was for it, but the Underwear Olympics is basically where you're with a bunch of guys and you get in your underwear and the doctors have you do all these weird stretches and everything. Like, if you guys know what duck walks are, they have you do duck walks, and just to make sure that like your bones and everything are good. And then you also have a one-on-one with a doctor. Now, well, two one-on-ones. One is like with this doctor, and he just looks at your paperwork and asks you questions. Mine didn't really ask me a bunch of questions. He just looked at my paper, noticed that I didn't really have any problems, and he said, okay, you're good to go. Some doctors will just ask you a bunch of questions that was on that paper that you filled out before you went to MEPs. And after that, then you have another one-on-one with a doctor. And like I said, this can go in any order. It's not necessarily the same exact order that I had. We have another one-on-one with a doctor, and he basically checks you out physically. So, like, he checks your breathing. He checks your whole body. It's basically like getting a physical for a sport. One of the most important things I say, or I would I feel that's most important about when you go to MEPS is make sure that the sheet they give you to fill out like what scars you have and everything is accurate, like on the dot accurate, because if not, you'll have to leave and come back another time. Not sure why, but that's the way it is. And then after all that stuff is done, before you swear in, you check in with the I don't know what you call them, but you basically go to like a small little, it's kind of set up as a recruiter's office inside of MEPS, and they'll just make sure that you understand that, you know, what you put down on the paper is true, or check to make sure what you put down on the paper is true. And maybe they'll, like, they tested me with pull-ups. I'm not sure if it's the same for every other branch, but they just wanted to see how many pull-ups I could do. Some other people had to do sit-ups. And it's not like you have to get a certain amount or whatever. They just want to see where you're at. Then after that, then you can swear in. So I got there at 5 a.m. and I was not done with my medical and sworn in until about 1. So it's pretty much nothing but waiting. Like, if you were the only person there, you could probably be done in an hour with everything. But unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but there's just a lot of people that have to do the same thing as you, so you just have to wait in a line. That was my experience at MEPS, and now I'm gonna go do something else after school. Yeah, that way will we, well, actually, oh, that's one way, I don't know. But what's up, guys and girls and I'm sorry, I'm trying to fuck. Okay, anyways, we're out of school and headed to Iron Tiger Fitness so I can go talk to them about starting martial arts. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I'm finally deciding to do it 3 months before I leave for boot camp, so I don't know why I decided to start late, but oh well. I'll get in some cardio and everything while learning some fighting techniques. I'm waiting for someone to look over and look at me dumb, but that's okay. Well, it's the next morning. Didn't end up doing anything last night. Was supposed to go to martial arts class, but that got canceled because most of their fighters had fights on Saturday and got injured. So when a lot of people get injured or whatever, they don't end up having class that following Monday. But that's okay, because I didn't mind relaxing. I don't get to do it often. It was my dad's birthday, so gotta do that. Now I'm gonna go get some coffee, go to school, and yeah.